Hey guys, welcome to the Testing Academy, and my name is Pramod, and welcome to the 30 days API testing challenge. This is the day 8, right? So lots of people have asked me about this that what are the major test cases for the REST APIs, right? And in this video, go we are going to go through a complete list of test cases for REST APIs. I am excited to share with you. All right, so let's get started. All right, guys. So this is a day 8 and we have a task, right? So task here is that basically we need to basically get the what are the test cases for the REST API. So task is a little bit different where you will go to a club website and share any kind of a things that you know already, or you can ask a question related to API testing, right? So if you go to this thread, basically scrolltest.com/API/day 8. Let me click on it. So basically you will be presented here. Let me pull up my here. Right. So there's are like couple of questions that you can basically ask or you can read about it, right? Right. But I am here to basically share about the few of the things, right? So what I'm going to share about the test cases for REST API, and we are going to see some practical examples, right? I'm going to show you in the Postman tool how these test cases can be done, right? So if so what API automation testing tool we are using and why? So I will highly recommend you that because I personally love Postman. Postman is a great tool. You can download it at getpostman.com. You can download it at getpostman.com, right? So this is where you can download depending upon the OS and why. So it is free to use. It has an enterprise features also where you can pay, but it's easy. It's easy to use, lots of tutorials available, right? Easy to use, good documentation, lots of resources are available online. And if you're interested to learning, you can go to learnapitesting.com about the Postman. You can know more about it. Right. All right. So let me make it right. Okay. So you can basically go to the thread. These are the couple of links. I'm going to share this mind map with you so that you will get the point. Right. So now let's come to the test cases for REST API. Guys, this is a huge list. So let's go one by one, right? So the first thing is that what you can do is that if you have any kind of API, in the previous example in day 7, right, we had an APIs, right? So let me show you how how that API looks like, right? This one, this one. Yeah. So if you go to day 8, I'm going to share this folder also with you so you can import it. So you can use import, right? And if it is a link, you can directly put the link here. You can import the files also that I will be providing you. Probably I'm going to provide a link. So when you basically import it, you will have this folder with the day 1, day 2, till day 30, right? Right now we are at day 8, so we have a uh, get basically a simple get request, right? So I'm going to do a send, right? This is the response and this is the post, and let me move myself here. This is the again the post code, right? So let's understand one by one, right? So what you can do, let me put myself here. Yeah. So the first test case for any kind of REST API can be verification of the HTTP status code, right? So HTTP status codes are basically there are series, for example, 100 series, 200 series, 300, 400, and 500. 500 series are mostly related to the server side. 400 series are basically client side errors. 200 series are related to successfulness, and 300 series related to redirections, right? Uh, Most of the time we don't do 100 series, but yeah, you can also check it out. We can check for the basically valid response payload, basically the payload that is coming, if it is in JSON or XML anywhere. So we want to validate that thing, right? We can validate the response if it is a valid JSON, if it contains particular keys or not, if it can contains a field or mandatory fields or not, that we can verify, right? So all these things can be further divided and further basically when we are create when we will create a automation framework in API for APIs, right? Though these are like these kind of a points will become a bigger, you can say, test cases in our test in those things, right? We can check for response time, for example, how much time it is there. If the time is greater, then we need to make sure that it should be less. We can pass the response data and verify the keys again. Say similar thing, we can validate the response header, what kind of headers we are getting. We can add negative test cases like basically in a post call, sending empty message, receiving different errors, playing around with the APIs, right? Security related test cases basically it is related to authentication, how authentication is done. If we are using authentication token of a user one, we should not able to see the more information about the user two. So that is kind of one of the small scenario that we can test, right? So security related test cases, I have created another video. I'm going to put the link below that you can watch how to do API security, how to do API security testing basically. Yeah. We can have schema validation, where schema validation we can have further, like we want to make sure that all the fields are there, all the mandatory fields are present or not, right? That we can do. We are going to learn in practical stuff, guys. I'm just giving you the holistic view how to write the test cases of the basically any kind of REST API. Request chaining, for example, after a creation of a student, we get the roll number, we want to make it update the response after again. So basically a chaining a flow, right? If the response is invalid, we want to create it again, that you can do that. So a particular flow, if else, if you want to check it out, or chaining a request, that you can do. Verification API with the data parameter, I mean, it means that basically creation of basically testing your APIs with the CSV file, Excel files, or a huge database, how this API behaves when we are basically creating lots of new resources related to, like for example, creating 500 students, and how this is behaving when we are updating it and all, right? These kind of stuff. End-to-end CRUD flow, basically get, put, patch, post, delete, request, all these CRUD flows that we can check it out in your API. Database integrity test cases that we can check, right? For example, if we are updating any kind of a resource end to end, we can make a database query and verify that okay, this API basically updated the database or not. So integrity, basically file upload test cases that we can do, for example, if you want to update a file on APIs, right? So these are a few, I would say that this is not a complete list, but still will get you a point where most of the test case revolve around these things, right? These are the points, right? Let's do one thing, let's demo this, right? And I'm going to explain you one by one, right? So let's come here. So for few of them, I'm gonna give the practical demo. For example, HTTP status code, right? So suppose I have a post request, right? This is a post request. Let me make it full, right? So let me make my postman full here. Yeah, I'm gonna put myself here, right? So this was the previous. If you have seen day 7, we have a simple API which is this endpoint. We are basically passing a username password in JSON format, right? And here in the postman tool, we have selected a JSON, right? So the JSON request is going on and this is a post call. So if I send, I'm getting a token, right? So whenever okay, so that is just a warning. So whenever a post request is successful, we get a 200 OK message, right? It means it's basically it's telling you here, right? Uh, if we hover over it, right, it says standard response for successful HTTP resources, right? And I want to verify that thing. So what I will do is that I have already created this one, but yeah, let me delete it. Yeah. So this is the test case. So how do you write test case in Postman? Simple one. You just click on this test tab, right? Here you can write it. So if you are asking me means how do I write this and what is this? So what you can do is that directly there are a couple of snippets already available, and you can learn more about the snippets here. Here you have already, if you click on this, right, it will automatically generate. So if I delete this one, and if I click this one, yeah, so it will automatically generate. So PM is basically a Postman object where we are using a test method. Test method takes a description and a callback function. In the callback function, you can basically get the object of PM dot response to have a status of 200, right? So it is basically you need to understand this and you can use it according to it. Apart from this, Postman supports Chai.js. So let me show you how Chai.js looks like. Right. So if you are more interested in Chai.js assertion, you want to improve your API automation, right? So you can install it in Postman, where you can have multiple assertion related to should have, expected, assertion, different kinds. So this is just a advanced stuff right now, right? So, right. So we have a STPP status code check in our test case. I'm going to click send, and here we have test results basically that, okay, 201, everything works fine. Like now the question arises is that, okay, so this is a tool I'm running, but I am a person who is already, basically we have a Linux environment and we want to do it for in a CI/CD format, right? So what you can do is that you can basically uh, go here, export this request, right? And you can run this request using the Newman tool. That is a command line version of a Postman. And basically, you can create a Jenkins job, and that Jenkins jobs can daily test this if this API is returning 200 or not, right? So, uh, this is just a view, holistic view. I'm giving you that how powerful the Postman it is, right? So this was the first test, right? Verifying for example, the second test case is the valid response payload, right? So let me put here. So this is again, it is available with a JSON check. I have little bit modified it, right? So we are checking the validate response, right? And let me see, yeah, right. So what you can do is that if you do pm.response.json, right, it will respond back with this one, this body, basically, yeah. Now you can verify these are already, and if you're asking me how do you know this function exists, right? You can click on this learn more and you will have lots of functions already available, right? So you can learn here, and few of the snippets are already given here. So pm.response to have a body. So basically we are taking that, okay, this is not null, it contains a body at least, and it is a valid response. It means it should be a JSON, right? So let me click on it. So now I have two test case pass. Basically, it means that our API test case, two test case of a status check and a valid response are working fine. Now you can check for response time. So let me see. So here I guess we have a response time also. Yeah. Let me click here. Yeah. So response time less than 200. So right now the time we are getting is 300 milliseconds, right? So this test case will fail because we are calling pm.expect. We are calling the response time to be below 200, right? So let me run it again. So now this test case is failing because right now you can see that 202 milliseconds. So it's taking more than 200 seconds. So we already know that, okay, this API takes 300, so let me write it that 300. So it should pass now, right? Yeah. So it has taken 216. So every time it takes time depending upon the latency and where are you, right? The location of you. So that can take a little bit extra time myself here, right? So this is a response one. Similarly, you can parse the response data, right? So if you want to check for a particular key, you can do that also. For example, let's have a JSON value check, right? And the body, so token. So here, what will happen is that if you implement that this equal to this, right? So let's do this thing, right? It's a basically, what is it? It's a parse the response data, right? Let me do it, right? So now if you see that it's already failing, right? So since the token is unique and it's not unique actually, and it is continuously changing. So writing this kind of a test case is very much, you can say, inappropriate, or I would say we don't recommend this kind of test cases. If the token is already always changing, this type of test case we should not write, right? What you can do here is that if we go get request, right? So in the get request, if we do, for example, we are making a request to rooms, right? And we know that, okay, in the room number 101 is already coming, right? So you can do is that you can basically call JSON data, which is this JSON rooms. So after that, you can use square brackets rooms. Rooms have a zeroth element since it's a array, right? And after that, we have a room number, right? And room number should be 101. And if I do send, it is failing because it's not deeply equal to s, because this is not string, it is this, right? So it is now passing, right? So why I'm suggesting you that parsing the response data and checking it, it basically means that if you have a dynamic values, though that is not recommended to parse the values and check it out, right? For example, if I'm making a API request for a student number 2 with a roll number ID 2, I know that it will be a 2. So I'm checking that, okay, 2 should come, right? So that where you can use it. Or in this case, you can check it out if the token is not null, right? That we can do it in the future where you will understand the chai JS and all, right? So it should not be, so there are cases related to should not be, should be, something like this. So that you can also use here, right? Similarly, valid headers, you can check for headers also. And so let me check, yeah, content type. So let's see in a header, what is the content type? Content type is application JSON, right? So here basically what we are added is that it should have a content type as a response, so it will pass again, right? So that's what, it's a simple test case that we have written. Negative test case, you can add more. I'm gonna create a separate video how you can write it. Security related test cases, schema validation, these are some advanced concept, end-to-end and database file upload and all, right? So right now I'm not doing it, but over the course of day 7, day 9, day 10 and all, we are going to write those test cases also, right? So the task here for you especially is that go to the club. If you haven't created an account, create the account and read about the task that is already there. Let me pull up again where it is. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Let me close this one. Yeah. So task list, you can get it here, scrolltest.com/api/task. And for this day 7, you can go to /api/day 8, scrolltest.com. Resources, more resources about it, you can go to api.com/day2/2 second resource. So let me show you what is it. How do you perform an API testing, right? So this is a bonus for you, especially. And if you go to this, go to here, especially this link, you will get the point. Right? This link basically. Okay, why it is not working? This link, you will have a one advanced video, right? So that is a bonus for you. All right. Thanks a lot for watching till now, and I hope you are done with your day 8 task. And thanks a lot again. And I'll see you in the day 9. I hope you are excited because we are going to finish this challenge and we are going to master the API testing in this case. All right. Bye. All right. Let me see you in the next video. Bye.